Hi, I'm Leanne. I'm a lightworker and a mother to 3 special girls. I strive to continue learning, growing, and to collect new skills. I'm a psychic medium, Reiki master teacher, and Akashic Record reader and energy healer. I am so excited to share what I've learned and what I'm going to learn and the ups and downs of life. Thank you for joining me on my journey. Welcome to Life of a Lightworker podcast. Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to start with a card pull from Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle deck. The card I pulled for us today is Birthing a New Age. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Often our path is exactly the one that we don't feel prepared to walk. Walk it anyways. Often, what is rising feels far bigger than we could possibly hold. Be a container for it anyways. Often, our creations seem to have a wild, uncontrollable consciousness of their own. Birth them anyways. Often, what is ours to do is the very thing that most intimidates us. Be courageous and do it anyways. We are birthing a new age. Right now, we're in a transition period between ages. In this process of allowing the old cycle to fall away and the new cycle to rise, like driving in the fog, we trust the road that appears ahead. We need to release old identities and ways that no longer serve us, using our intuition as a compass. You are part of a group of souls who have been incarnating at specific periods of history, preparing for this exact time. Dreaming a new world into being. Magdalene sisters, daughters of Isis, priestesses, witches, mystics, healers, seers, artists, midwives, visionaries, guardians of the earth, and storytellers from times past. It is time to give permission and space for what is beckoning within us to be born. We are dreaming a new world into being. The Work Your Light activation for this card is, I am open to surrendering to the creations that are wanting to be birthed through me. May I be of service in a way that delights the mind, body, and soul. Please use me. Please lead me. Please show me the way. The imagery for this card is a woman standing with her arms spread upwards towards the heavens, towards the stars, and she is in concentric stone circles, and there are stars, big and small, bright stars above her head. And there's a light around her that circles her, and I see it rippling out towards space. I feel this card is really fitting for the time right now. Today, as I'm recording, it is the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. For me, where I am, the sun is shining. I can feel that warm, beautiful, bright energy coming in, and I feel like a cloud has parted. The last few days have been a little harder for my family. A couple of my kids have been sick, and it's been really tiring and draining. And today they are starting to feel a lot better, and the sun is out, and I can feel myself rising up with this solstice energy, and it feels wonderful. And for the collective, because of this weekend's Schumann resonance activity, would be maybe the best word, that has changed a lot of people's vibrations. People have been feeling a lot of energy sickness, and adjusting to these frequencies is challenging for our bodies. We get headaches, we get tired, we get sore, we get cranky. We need to go within and rest. Our body's just telling us to not overdo it. We need to relax. We need to take care of ourselves, not stretch ourselves too thin during these changes. So, if you haven't taken time to rest and you still feel tired, give yourself permission to rest. Your body needs it. It's doing a lot of changes. It's doing a lot of upgrades. So let your body acclimatize and be able to take in those light codes, those upgrades, so that you can integrate them fully. So you need the rest in order to integrate. So allow yourself the time to integrate. Okay, so I feel like what I need to do for this episode is go into the Akashic Records and see if there's any messages in there for the collective, for the people that are listening. Let's see. Okay, so they're showing me a staircase. So there's stepping stones, there's steps upwards, and they're showing me we're on the staircase, we're stepping up, and each of these feels like upgrades. It feels like lightness. It feels like our lightness is increasing. We're releasing the density. We're releasing the heaviness. Each step up, we're releasing more and more and more of the denseness and walking closer to the light. And when they're showing it to me, each step up is progressively bigger and bigger and bigger. But that's from the side view. Each step is greater. But when I look at it from our perspective, from my perspective as we're walking up, each step, it looks the same. It looks like a regular staircase. So each step we are taking, it feels like maybe we're not progressing. It doesn't feel like it's a bigger step. It just feels like we're walking. But from the side, from what's actually happening, is this exponential growth. We are taking bigger and bigger steps each time, but we don't realize it. We don't see it from our perspective. So going outside, and we have to give ourselves more grace, because we're looking at it, we're taking these steps and we're like, this is just the normal step. This is the same step I did last time, but it's harder on me. Why am I more tired? Why do I feel like this is more challenging? But from my view, it feels the same. It's because energetically it's not. It's not the same. It is a bigger step. So as time goes on, within the next couple years, give yourself more grace. So when you do feel that you need to rest, take the time, because the more you stretch it out, the more you deny that rest, the harder it is. Because taking a half rest, you don't get half the upgrades. It just prolongs when you're going to be able to do it. You have to fully rest in order for it to fully come in. And if you are going from like a practical, analytical standpoint, if you rest, it goes by faster. You can get all those integrations in and move on with your life instead of dragging it out. So take that as a sign of doing it now, to release the guilt of taking the break. You need to take the break, otherwise it's going to be stretched out forever. Not forever, for a while. So they're showing me we need to give ourselves more grace. Let me see if there's more to this message. Oh, and they're also showing me that if you stop and take a break, if you sit down on the stair, you're not going to slide down the staircase. You're not going to go backwards. You're just going to sit on the staircase where you are. It feels like there's a lot of fear of, if you're not moving forward, you're moving back. No, if you're not moving forward, you're staying still. You're integrating. You're doing what you need to do. You're resting on the stair. That is completely fine. You're not going to go backwards. And you're not wasting time by not moving forward, because if you are listening to yourself, which is what we're supposed to do, we're supposed to listen to our intuition. If our intuition says stop and rest, there's a good reason. We're not supposed to push forward. If we're going to be pushing forward and trying to climb the staircase as fast as possible, it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be really hard. If we stop and rest when we are told to stop and rest, when it's time to move, it's going to be moving with ease, and we're going to go much further than the version of ourselves that is plugging away and going really hard. So I feel like there's a lot of fear around staying still. So allowing yourself time to rest is not staying still. It is integration. It is waiting for the opportune time, for the opportune energy from the outside and within to match up so you can be propelled forward with minimal effort. That is divine timing. That is being in the flow. Okay, so they're just bringing me back to the card where we're birthing. So this is the collective. We're birthing a new world, but also within us, we are changing ourselves. We are birthing our new self, our new identity. We're changing our confidence so that we can birth what is in us that's meant to be out into the world. And finding the divine timing and not forcing it to come out in unnatural timing is going to be very helpful for you. It's going to be helpful for all of us to listen to the flow, to tap into it within us. Let me see, so what are some things that we can do to help tap into that flow and feel that flow within us? Let me see. One of the easiest ways they're showing me right now, the image that they're sending to me, is sitting on the earth and feeling the earth's energy come at our root and swirl around our root and travel all the way up our spine into the crown. And then I see our crowns opening up to source, into the heavens, into the universe. And then collecting the information from the universe, from our higher selves, through our crown and down into our heart and make its way down into the root. So it integrates into all of our chakras. And when we connect to the earth and to our higher selves, the universe source, at the same time, and it swirls within us, it is much easier to connect with our intuition and connect with the flow of life, with our flow that we are meant to follow. Let me see, what are some other signs to make it easier for us to notice the flow so that we can listen to it easier? Asking our angels to step in and to remind us to listen. And when it is time to listen, when there's signals, when there's moments that can be taken notice of, they help us draw our attention to that. It feels like everyone's gonna be different for how we hear and how we feel that. I feel like the energy is connected mostly with our spine, with our chakra system, and when we feel the energy, it's going to be within that system. It's going to feel like movement within us. Some of us are going to feel it stronger in each chakra, and that's dependent on you and your personal, your energy, but it's going to be within that system. So I feel like it feels like a movement from the root to the crown. It's going to be lifting up, and it feels like a rush. It feels like the rush of energy where the way they're showing it to me is that when everyone is lined up for a race, and when the gun goes off, you have that rush of adrenaline and you just take off. That rush is very similar to the way the energy is flowing through you. And it's like, it's a rush, and then it's the propulsion to move forward. So it's waiting for that rush, waiting for that time. And when you feel that rush, act on it. That is the time to go. And it feels like for a lot of you, when you get that rush, it may be hard to stop and it may be hard to listen to our bodies when it is time to slow down from that rush. So during that rush, so it feels like the rush could last like hours or days, but when you are in it, taking set times, set intervals, so maybe every hour for a couple minutes, whatever time frame you choose, whenever maybe you go to the bathroom, take that time to drink water and to check in with yourself and feel if you still have that rush. Check in with your all your chakras and see how that flow is. Is it steady? Is it still going? Ask your angels, ask your higher self, is that flow still active? Can I still move at this pace? And wait for a response. See if you can feel that rush again, or do you feel the flow of energy going back the other way, back down? If you feel it going back down to the root, from the crown to the root, take that time to integrate. Take that time to rest. Maybe you need to eat. Maybe you need to sleep. Go for a walk. Connect with the earth. I feel like there's going to be a lot of ebbs and flows. And listening to the ebbs and flows is going to be very helpful to you. So you don't get burned out when you have these rushes. So go when you hear go, and rest when you feel rest. So, and I find a lot of us, when we go. It's hard we go until we can't go anymore. That is to the detriment of us. We need to, if we are so focused on going, we don't feel our body saying stop. So we need to put time in our schedule so that we can check in with ourselves. We can snap out of that go mindset and go within to be able to listen to the flow. And then the more you do it, it's going to be easier to listen without mentally and physically having to check in, not having to put it in your calendar and to your alarms, where you can listen more easily to the flow. Okay. Let me see if there's one last message out there for everybody. It's important to stay grounded. It's important to stay connected to the earth. It's important to take the time in your day to do a meditation grounding meditation practice, connecting to the earth, or going and connecting to the earth. It's so important right now. They're stressing that it's more important now than it's ever been, and it's always been important. So it is just extremely important for all of us to connect to the earth right now. And as we ground, we're connecting to the earth, we are fueling the earth. We are giving the earth energy, the earth is giving us energy, and we're all getting connected. It feels like a mycelium network. We are all connected to it when we are grounded into the earth, and the earth, it fuels the earth, and it helps the earth rise when we are connected to the earth. So the more we ground, the more we are integrated, and the more we are part of this beautiful network. So the earth is calling us to ground and connect with her. And not only is it for our benefit, but it's for her benefit. All right. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you spending the time, your beautiful, precious time with me. So thank you so much. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, I do soul reading and healing sessions where I connect with your higher self, and in the Akashic Records, we find out what your soul wants to tell us, wants to work on, or we can ask specific questions of things that you are struggling with right now. And we do energetic healings to see what is what you need right now. I connect with your energy, and I let the Akashic Records and your higher self guide me to where we need the session to go. For our business empowerment and expansion session, I connect with your business energy and with your energy, and I see how both of the energies want to work together. I see what blocks the business may have and you may have that is holding the business back. And we talk to the business energy and your energy and see how we can move forward and the steps that we can take. And then for my intuition session, we go into the session with the intention of developing your intuition. So it's very similar to a soul reading and healing session, but the intention is to develop your intuition. And we get practical steps of how we can move forward, how you can move forward with developing your intuition. And if there's any blocks holding you back, we address those, we acknowledge them, and we work on healing them. And if you have any questions, I would love to hear them. You can message me on social media. On Facebook and Instagram, I am Spruce Energy Healing. I'm also on YouTube, Spruce Energy Healing. My website is spruceenergyhealing.com. And you can message me on any one of those. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Enjoy this beautiful energy from the sun. Let yourself be basked in it and let it integrate, and give yourself time to relax. Remove the guilt from relaxing. You need to relax. Your soul is calling you to relax. Take a break. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you next time.